So when that dude kind of got out of rehab and got the fucking junk out of his system, it was crazy, man. The dude, like, literally always smelled...
rebirth.
Yeah, he smelled like sex. He smelled like he'd been born.
He's born again.
Because he was constantly being pushed out of a giant vagina. Just fucking covered in it and shit like that.
And he was doing that amongst other things, was Craigslist?
Yeah, he would go onto Craigslist, and he would go shopping for it, and he would tell me about, like, there are people on Craigslist who just tell you everything they want to do and shit. And I was like, doesn't it occur to you that you might show up and one of these people might shoot you? And he's like, no, I want to shoot them in the mouth with my dick. Can't argue that one.
You can't.
But
I would immediately, I'm with you. Like, mine's all fear-based. Where it's like, I'm going to walk in the door, I'm going to get shivved in the neck, and someone's going to watch me bleed and pee on me, and then bring their friends over, and it's a blood orgy, and they stick straws in me, and they're like sucking out my blood. That's what occurs to me. And
then a motherfucker shows up and is like, hey, is this the orgy? I'm like, well, Richard said. Yeah, man, I could see, wow, you got to a blood orgy. Like, it just started with, how did it start? How did you get to, what was step one of the blood orgy? Because I want to avoid it entirely.
I was just saying, like, the idea of answering a Craigslist sex. Like if someone's just like, oh, I want to put your dick in my mouth. And I'm like, oh, that sounds nice. And then I go to their house. I wouldn't do it because of the fear of the blood orgy.
It's like you sound like Father Knows Best. Like you're reading the paper. You're like, put your dick in my mouth. That sounds nice.
She sounds like a lovely girl.
I like the direct approach.
Yes, that's my fears.
You'll get there and they'll just be like,
yeah.
That's the first into the belly, and then stab up to the neck, and then two people come out of nowhere like, grab your chest and open it up, and this is like in the first 12 seconds. So, you're just like, this orgy's gonna suck, man.
That's my fear.
And he's always been fearless, old Muse. Like, he's way more fearless than us. He's a dude who's been good for people like you and I to know because, well, you far more than me are an outdoorsy type. You'll go outside, pick up a newspaper.
Which is like, going outside is really what people regard outdoorsy.
I think that is literally the definition of outdoorsy. If you go outside, you're outdoorsy. I don't even go outside, so I'm not outdoorsy. So when people are like, do you go in your yard? I say, what did I say? Not outdoorsy.
I am. I go outside. I go to remote areas of the outside world.
You do. You go to places. You take adventures.
I did. I've been to Indonesia, where people are chopping off their penises.
Did you see any evidence of this while you were
there? I didn't see it. No. I was hiding.
But you saw like they had like mice with rocks on them and shit.
That was in Laos, where they had moles.
All your horrible places just roll into one thing. What draws you to places where you could get killed, or places where like one misstep, puts you like in an Andy Garcia movie or something like that, straight to video, kind of like. Yeah, Death in Laos kind of thing. Yeah. They're a tourist, and then suddenly...
It's because of those movies where I'm like, I want to be Andy Garcia. I mean, it doesn't occur to me that I'm going to die any more there than I would here.
Really? It doesn't? I think your chances of dying increase exponentially the moment you walk out of the house.
I'm way more comfortable with Laos than I am Craigslist.
So you shop off Craig's Laos.
Yeah, exactly.
You think there's a Laotian version of Craigslist?
I doubt it. There might be.
Where the dude is fucking listing the address for the orgy over there in Hartford and shit.
Yeah.
People are coming over like, where's the orgy? And he's like, man, didn't you read that article? When you were there.
Yes.
No, let me go back to Muse. You and I, you are more adventurous than me. I don't like to go out that much. But I think you and I benefited from knowing Muse because Muse is kind of a proxy that you could send out into the world and do shit for you.
Yeah.
Then come back and report on it. You know? He's kind of like an avatar.
Yeah.
And Malcolm is kind of like our gay avatar. Because Malcolm's gay, and you send him into the gay world, like, go tell us what they're doing now. And he goes and does it. And he comes back, and he's just like, well, I got my dick sucked, and I dropped my gut on some dude's head. And you're like, good to know, there are options out there, just in case. But Muse and Malcolm are two people that I think, at least me personally, I can't speak for you, benefited from knowing, because these cats will go live lives of might adventure, do shit that I would never in a million years do, but would in a million years make fun of to no end. But they've also done shit. Has any of our friends ever done something where you were like, thank God they did it, so I don't have to? Like Muse for me, with like, I never had much of an interest in drugs, but watching Muse go through all the drug shit really cured me of ever wanting to go down that path whatsoever. Or even like remotely deterrent. Like, well, maybe I'll do a fucking line or something like that. Len Bias cured me of ever wanting to do cocaine, man, because he was all healthy and shit. And
he did some blow.
Did a line of blow, one line they said, which when I was a kid I believed it. Now, who knows? He could have been like doing whole cartons of fucking coke and shit. And then he went on a basketball court the next day, and he was like a top draft pick, and then he fucking died. His heart exploded. And I was like, I'm never fucking playing basketball, that's for sure. But Muse, like, I would have to say, like, by virtue of the fact that he has kind of gone down some strange paths, I think we benefited personally.
Sure.
At least in the very least of what not to do and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like fucking shave your pubes into a heart. Like he did that on fucking Zach and Yuri. He shaved his pubes into, and it was his idea. He was just like, can I shave my pubes? And I was just like, you want to go fucking virgin smoothie? And I was like, just leave a little landing strip, dude. And he was just like, no man, I want to fucking make a design. And I was like, what? He's like, oh, you'll see. And he put it in, and then it became his gay test for a day. Because if you said to him like, did you shave a heart in your pubes? He'd be like, what are you looking? So I know the way Muse's mind works and shit. And Muse was walking around that day without wearing his gear. I mean, once he took his gear off, he couldn't put it back on. He was the dude who was like, he was like all of the fucking Red Hot Chili Peppers in terms of, he just put 4 socks on his dick, you know. Each one, pull one off as the day would go down. And also, you would have to tell him, like, dude, put your fucking dancer belt back on or something like that. Because he just got way comfortable with it flopping around and shit. So he came out, and I know Muse, and I know the fucking his dopey little Jedi mind tricks and shit. So I knew he was waiting for me to be like, oh, you carved a heart into your pubes. So you could be like, you are gay. You are the one who loves dick. You should be looking at my dick. So I wouldn't give it to him. I didn't fucking notice it all day. I wouldn't look and shit like that. And he was just like, okay, so I look okay? And, you know, because I'm supposed to size him up as a director. I was like, yeah, man, you look totally fine. Everything's good. I wouldn't look down and shit like that. And it wasn't until he went on camera, and when he went on camera and shit, I saw that he had the little heart in the monitor, and I was just like, oh, that's funny, but I'm not going to give it to him. Fuck him. So he came back to the monitor, and he was like an expectant child. He was like, how's that? How's that? And I was just like, it was good, man. It's funny. It's funny. We'll do another one. He's like, did you like it? Did you like it? And I was like, well, I mean, yeah. I said, it was good. We'll do another one. He's like, but did you notice anything? And I was just like, yeah, your timing was off on that moment with Seth and whatnot. I just wouldn't fucking, no, fuck that dude. Plus, I was transfixed by the size of his cock. That was the thing. I don't know. Did you feel it? Like, I mean, not did you feel his dick?
It feels. It's so funny. It's like an udder.
Why won't he get hard?
Yeah.
Get hard, Muse. This feels weird. Did you feel when he stepped out and you saw his? Is that the first time you saw his dick when he came out?
No, I saw him before he went out.
Were you scoping him earlier?
No, he came up to me and like showed me.
And you looked, you fell for it and shit?
I mean, I don't have the same relationship where I'm like, I am going to trick him and I'm going to play by his little rules. And I kind of am just like,
I'm like, I'm not going to let this guy beat me.
Yeah, I'm more just like, I know that that's what he's trying to do, so I look,
you give it to him right away. I was fucking flabbergasted. That dude came out and he was dangling his schwanz. And this is a dude whose dick I've seen more than I've seen my own. I've said that many times. he fucking comes out with this long fucking Marky Mark type cock. Like, really looked like I wouldn't go so far as look like a baby's arm holding an apple, but, it was way bigger than I was fucking used to and shit like that. And that was, he maintained that's